というわけでどうもメトロピーです。今回はですね、学校でやったプレゼンテーションを録音してきたので、その学校の様子をどんな感じなのかなって気になっている方もいると思うので、ここで流したいと思うのでゆっくりしていってください。内容は英語になってしまうんですけど、多分わかると思います。ではでは。
Hello. So my presentation is about the Olympics and soft power. And firstly, I think everyone's already quite well known how Olympics is important in the modern society. We always talk about the Olympics, especially the opening ceremony. I think it's quite memorable about this year because people were complaining about the Paris Olympics for some reason. I'm not gonna say that why though. And the reason why it's important, these are the main points that most scholars mention, is that it's obvious, but it gives a positive image for the host. Usually, I feel like France is an exception for this though. But also it again boosts the state's image. And since the Olympics is a very expensive event to manage, right? Plus the Paralympics. So the host country has to be somewhat wealthy and developed. So again, that also improves the country's image. And going to the history, these are some key important games, I think. So the first games happened in 1898 in Athens, and this was the first modern Olympics. So this is where it originates. 1924 was the first Winter Olympics in I don't know how to pronounce that in French. And Chamonix. And 1936 is the games where some people say it's problematic because the games were hosted in Nazi Germany. And 1964 is the Tokyo Olympics, and 2014 the Sochi Olympics. That's another one Olympic game that's considered problematic because of the Russian invasion. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, and then I think it's quite memorable, but the 2020 Olympics was the first ever Olympics that was postponed in modern history, so that's an important factor there. And in terms of the Olympics and the country's soft power, one key point that most scholars discuss about is the 1936 Berlin Olympics. And again, I said it's a bit problematic because it was held during the Nazi regime, and we know how terrible of a regime it was. But to give credit to Hitler and the Nazi regime, they pretty much used one of the first governments to use the Olympics for their advantage, especially to boost their country's image. So they used the games as propaganda, and it was the first Olympics game to be aired on TV. While also as a showcase, because of that, they had multiple shows to boost public viewing. So one way they did it is the Olympic fame, Seika Relay, and then they were the first games to do that. So that, it kind of shows the entertainment side of it, and plus for the better or for the worse, they used the Olympics to successfully convince the world that the Nazi regime is a normal regime. But 4 years later, World War II would happen, so you can tell how grateful that went. And in terms of my essay, this is the plan, is that I would like to look through the Olympics games for the last 2 years. So the Pyeongchang Olympics in 2018, the Tokyo Olympics in 2020, and the Beijing Olympics in 2022, is because they all came in successful order, and they all took place in East Asia in relatively short time periods. I think it's an interesting thing to compare. Plus, they are hard power and soft power giants, and I feel like they have both traditional and technological images of their country. So those are the two main points I want to cover. And as an example, so in the Tokyo Olympics, we could see this is the opening ceremony, and there's some traditional aspects. So that's the quote-unquote matsuri opening, where they danced around with matsuri yukatas, and we also have a kabuki scene as well, and then around the mid area of the opening ceremony. While for the more technological soft power aspects of it, I think it was quite well known that the opening ceremony march songs were based on Dragon Quest. So that's one more technological soft power related stuff, plus the people complained back then, but the drone shown as well is some form of technological aspects to it. So to further, because I'm Japanese, so I know what is considered more Japanese, but for South Korea and China, I'm not that well educated. But the Olympics have an archives of the opening ceremonies for the last few years. So I'm planning to use that as a source reference and then cross research that to pinpoint, oh, this part is more. We could see the what do you say, the intentions of the host government and what they want to show. And so Pyeongchang, we could see there's some more traditional aspects and more technological aspects as well. On Beijing, again, similarly, we have some more traditional architecture scenes, but also more technological. They use project mappings and so forth. So you could see some similarities there as well. And also for more further research, I borrowed a few books about the opening ceremony and software from the library. One downside is that these are all kind of outdated. At least the newest one I was able to find was from 2012, which is the London Olympics-ish. So in terms of comparing, contrasting the three Olympics, this might not be useful, but as a general note of soft power and the Olympics, I'm planning to use these as well. And that's pretty much it. Any questions?
We can publish together, but let's read comparison. Yeah. Thank you very much.